Hey everyone, it's TV dinner time. Kick your shoes off, get comfy. Today we're continuing our conversation on Fallout Season 1. This is the third episode. I had to think about it. Episode one is episodes 1 and 2 of Fallout. Our second episode, our second TV dinner is episodes 3 and 4. Today, for episode 3, we're discussing 5 and 6. There's a total of 8 episodes for the show.
I think so. The next episode will end it for us.
Yeah.
Or the next TV dinner will end it. But this one, I was like, I remember you said, you're like, I watched the next two, episode 5 and 6, and you're like, I couldn't stop.
I
And I was
more.
like, I think these two episodes definitely were like, they gave you a lot of story.
Yeah.
And intriguing story. Like, I'm like,
but
I'm still confused.
Spoiler warning, I guess, before we get into it, but this is what I anticipate every show kind of playing out like. Like, once you get towards the last 3 to 4 episodes is when things should start really picking up.
Mm-hmm.
And this has definitely done that. Like, we've had, like, Gen V did that, and a couple other shows that we watch for TV dinner have done that, but this is one of the ones, this has been my favorite one so far. Like, I watched 5 and I was like, oh, this is getting good. Thank goodness I still have to watch 6. And then I watched 6 and I was like, man, I gotta wait a week to watch these last 2 episodes. Right. Like, they're right there. I can watch them right now.
Yeah,
I was excited. And
for us too, even Patty and I were watching the 2 episodes yesterday, and we were like, oh crap, like I just want to keep playing. I want to keep watching it and everything. And it's like, we got to like wait for episode 7 and 8 for us to like watch it and stuff, and then record. But yeah, it's like, I don't know what your theory is. I'm like confused about the timeline of things. And I think that's what the whole story is all about. It's supposed to confuse you as to like, how come the guy that plays the ghoul is still alive, and it's like 200 years later. I assumed it was because he's a ghoul, and so they kind of like inadvertently kind of like are pumped with radiation, so they last forever or something.
That's my assumption.
But then the Vault Lady, the main character that we're following, is like, this is like 200 years later.
Yeah.
But then you're finding out that the guy that's in the Knights that we're following also experienced the bombing
the explosion.
also.
Yeah.
So, but then what I'm thinking is that they're not the same. They're not the same event. They're just 2 events that happened that just seem to be the same, but just hundreds of years later.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, because even with when I'm trying to remember how it played out, episode 5. Episode 5, they go into that building and then they're dropped into that vault, like inadvertently dropped into that vault. I guess it was 6, and she's walking through. It was 6. Yeah, she was walking through the vault, and she walks into that classroom, and then they show like a timeline, because it's like a history class, I guess, and they show a timeline of what's occurred, and the look on her face was like, what? Like, why are they teaching it like this? This isn't how I was taught. Like, she didn't say that, but just the look on her face was just like, wait a minute, why are they showing this like this?
Yeah, because I'm assuming like they also looked at the flag, right? It's like New Republic of California, which I definitely believe,
like a bear with 2 heads.
Yeah, will happen in the future if like something happens with the United States, that California will break itself off and become like this entity and stuff. So, but yeah, so it's like, I think you're seeing that granted, you're in a vault, so you're kind of stuck in time. So you do only know what happened like right before you went into the vault. Even if you're going generations down the line, those people can only learn what happened right before the vault, right?
Well, that, and you're kind of handicapped by your leader. It's like, what does your leader want to teach? Because then we find out that the Flame Mother is the lady that captured her father.
Yeah, and then it was also the communist people, like one of the early Hollywood kind of comedy. That's what I was like really amazed too, is that they kind of retold the what happened with like the Hollywood blacklist and everything. There was like a lot of
Yeah.
these actors and actresses that were like seen as communists because they would go to these meetings and everything. And so I was like, man, that's like a really good way to kind of like integrate that with like
Hmm.
this Fallout show.
Yo, that blood oath was insane too.
Oh my.
Everybody just like, let me get naked. It's like, huh?
Yeah, it's super confusing. It's like you're like, yeah, definitely, this is a cult and everything,
Yes.
and but then it's like, how is that lady still alive? Like the flame lady, like.
I think
So I'm
because of,
assuming that there's like frozen people, right? I'm assuming we've seen some
well,
because
they
like
showed,
she
yeah, they showed
interacted.
some.
Yeah,
Well, and then
so that's
even
why
like, even Black Owl, Blind Owl, like she's crooked.
he cut out. I didn't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I was like, why did you freeze? Even Blind Owl, like now that she's the leader for Vault 33, you can you can tell that she's gonna change some things in that vault.
Yeah, and you can tell that she knows something, and then she's
Hmm.
kind of like, you know something too, or like you're stumbling upon something, and
Yeah,
that was also intriguing too because he goes into that Vault 32 and finds out that everyone comes from Vault 31 that they're
yeah,
connected to, but they're not able to go in there. So it's like, what's going? So that's
it's
why
like
I think there's like
locked.
frozen people inside of Vault 31 that Vault Tech kind of like regulates as to like, all right, we need a new person,
We're gonna
and then
let you out.
they
Yeah,
open the door and everything
yep.
basically.
And then somehow this flame mother is like involved in that somehow, some way.
Yeah, but I wanted to know what your thoughts were too, as to like, all right, we're getting the story, the backstory of the guy that becomes the ghoul. His
Hmm.
wife works for Vault Tech. He is like a big like contributor to the advertising of Vault Tech
Hmm.
and selling these
Double
vaults.
dipping.
Yeah, basically. But she keeps referencing, oh, there's better vaults.
Yeah.
But then, so what do you think happened? Like, why is he not in a vault? And I'm assuming she was or whatever. He's like
I'm
looking for her, right?
Yeah, I think his whole thing, first off, I love their house.
Oh man,
Like
yeah.
I definitely have to touch on that. I love their house. Um because we don't know how he makes it back to the mother. Like the first episode they show him and the daughter at that party, the explosion occurs and then they're riding off. But we
Yeah,
don't see the climax of that. Like, okay, do they make it back home before everybody's wiped out or like what happens? So I'm thinking that plays into it. I'm thinking maybe something happened to the daughter, or maybe something happened to the wife. No, the wife most likely got into a vault. So there must have been some sort of altercation or argument where he wasn't invited into the vault, the nicer vault that the wife was invited into. And the wife was able to take the daughter, is my assumption. And so he was kind of left to fend for himself because he didn't believe in the vaults and all this stuff that was going
yeah,
down with them.
right. I'm assuming his like kind of I'm gonna go to a meeting gets found out by his wife, and so
Mm-hmm.
she kind of like boots him out of the vault and everything, or like just doesn't tell him and all that stuff. But I think the
Yeah.
daughter's dead. I think for some reason like
I'm kind of
yeah,
leaning
he
towards
wasn't
that
able to
also.
like get her back to the vault or something, or had no clue or
I think
whatever.
that might be whatever situation between those two, that might have been the catalyst for it. Is like, you were supposed to protect our daughter. You weren't able to get her back here in time. So we're done. Is me speculating, but I can see that occurring.
Yeah, and then why he's like such a kind of like purposeful person in
Mhm.
this Fallout time, where it's like he's a ghoul, but then also he kind of like is like known for his like his ability to take care of things and stuff. And I think
Yeah.
that's like where he's probably driven by the fact that like his
He has
daughter's
nothing to
dead.
lose.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
basically he's just trying to probably
It's
find
like,
his wife to like either get payback, vengeance and stuff, or something.
getting to that vault finally after 200 years.
Uh,
It's like, lady, I waited 200 years for this.
Yeah, do you think the blind owl you're talking about from Deadpool, you think she's gonna like really figure out the guy in Vault 32 or 33 and like kill him? Like just kind of like get rid of him
I can
because he's
see
gonna
that
cause a ruckus.
because he's gonna find out too much. Yeah, I can see her either confronting him about it, like, "Hey, you need to stop now because you're gonna open up a can of worms you don't want to open," or she's gonna have him killed.
I can see also like
Oh,
they have like a struggle and like he accidentally kills her and stuff. And then
I wouldn't mind that.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And then he has to like, all right, well, like tell them the truth. If they believe it or not, then they kind of do whatever they want and stuff.
Yeah, I still truly dislike the knight.
You think?
Yeah, because he's just. I want to like him, but he's still lying, and he's just there. I hope I warm up to him, but after 6 episodes, I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
That's true. He just seems like a person that's just like along for the ride. Like he's not
Yeah, like trying to figure it out.
important. His squire kind of took the importance, where it's like his squire
Yes,
like ran
the
away with
head.
that head, and there's like
Yes,
no need for him anymore. Basically, like
yeah.
he's just some dude in a big suit, and that suit
He's
doesn't
not even
work
in the
anymore.
suit. Yeah, he's not even
Yeah.
in the suit. Well, he's trying to take back that fusion thing so he
Well,
can
yeah,
have power back to the suit,
and
but
then he
I
drank the
don't
Kool
think
Aid
that's
and
going to work
stuff,
out.
and it's like,
Dude,
oh,
he
this is
drank that Kool Aid. What is this? It's
he's like,
caviar.
yeah, he's there downing
In
it
my
there.
robe, in a warm shower. It's like, dude, chill.
Yeah,
One thing
it's
we
true.
didn't touch on was Matt Berry was in this episode.
The guy with the one eye.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
That dude is cool as hell
who's
too.
Matt
No,
Berry?
Matt Berry was when when they were at the house, when they were at Copper's house or the ghoul's
Oh,
house, and
the
he was saying it. His
what
name
we
was
do
like
in the shadows.
Sebastian. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Matt Berry. I remember hearing the voice on the robot, but it just didn't click. But then once they actually showed him, I was like, oh, it's Matt Berry.
He's
And I was
hilarious
actually really
because he looks like
excited.
an old 70s like porn star that like
Yes.
you don't want to talk to anymore.
Yo, and he sings and everything too. He has like an album. The man
Does
is
he?
multifaceted.
Yeah,
Yes, the
man.
man is multifaceted. I love
Okay.
Matt Berry.
Yeah, that show is another show.
Manhattan.
If you've never seen it, What We Do in the Shadows is freaking hilarious. The
Dude,
movie and the TV show,
yeah.
amazing.
I'd watched the movie a while back and I just like really, really started diving into the show and I'm like, dude, I love this guy.
Yeah,
So
show's
when I saw him, I
hilarious.
was so happy.
Yeah,
Manhattan.
I'm excited. I'm excited about what we're gonna find out to end the season. And I'm like, all right, I'm assuming that they're gonna do a season 2.
Oh,
But I
for
hope
sure.
they
If
don't
it's
end
not
it like
already
Shogun, where
confirmed.
it's like we don't get really nothing.
Nah, I can't see the way this is played out. I can't see them being like, here's a cliffhanger. You got to wait a year. I can see
Yeah,
them giving
right.
us something like The Boys, Gen V, like giving us something meaty to hang on to for however long it takes before we get a second season.
Yeah, and definitely I think it is going to get a second season, right? Like you kind of
Yeah.
like they did a fantastic job with this show. And I
Mhm.
think this kind of shows that like if you stick to the source material, you're going to make a
Yeah.
good show and everything. Like that's the reason
Like
why the
tweak
video
it a
game's so
little bit.
popular.
Yeah, maybe tweak it a little bit here and there to make the show juicy, but you have great source material.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah, put that like celebrity Hollywood like stuff. I don't know what fell in my house. I think Patty fell over probably.
Oh my goodness. Just so nonchalant about it. Like, oh.
but but yeah, it's just like yeah, you add the little flavor of like the Hollywood blacklist and everything. That's a cool little thing that happened in history too around that time that happened in real life.
Yeah.
And then you have the source material. So I don't know. I enjoy the show, and
Dude, the
I
show's
think you do too.
crazy good. And the fact that that's the sex conversations are so funny to me. Like, just so straight up about it. Do you want to have sex with me? And he's just like awkward. Like, I don't want my thing to pop like a pimple. It's like, what?
You'll learn some new ways to talk about sex with.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And then Surfies too. Like there's so many little
Oh
things you can catch in these shows. This show. Like man, like who thought who was sitting there like, let's call service people serving. That may be
yeah.
in the game, but
I
that
don't
person's a
maybe,
genius.
but yeah, you can tell someone sat there and had a very enjoyable time thinking
Yeah,
about all
just a
these
light
different
bulb
ways.
moment. They were just like throwing ideas around. It's like light bulbs, Surfies. Let's call them Surfies because they're from the surface. Like I can see somebody smiling, like I just
Yeah.
contributed so much to this show
Yep.
with
He said,
this.
I'm gonna retire with this now.
Just write my check now. I'm done.
Well, yeah. Let us know if you watched episode 5 and 6 of Fallout Season 1 in the comments. If you liked it, disliked it. If you've seen the end, I guess like let us know if you liked it or
Well, don't
whatever.
tell us
But
what happens though.
yeah. So, but we are gonna watch the next episode of TV Dinner will be episodes 7 and 8 to end Fallout Season 1. So
We
yeah,
got some more that we're looking at.
yeah, we got
We
more
got a show
stuff.
coming up next that I'm excited for.
Yeah, we do. We have more TV shows in the pipeline for TV Dinner, so we're excited about that. So yeah, let us know. Please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more TV dinners like this.